Assalamu alaikum. I'm starting with what I had mentioned previously about the bad weather. I said I'd send you some prayers that you can say on this occasion. Let's begin with an overall prayer. This is a dua. Dua means a call. Literally, you're calling on Allah. A big word is invocation, meaning you invoke His mercy and His power. So this dua, or invocation, is for protection against every kind of harm. Bismillah alladhi la yadurru ma'a ismihi shay'an fil ardi wala fi sama' wa huwa sami'ul alim. In the name of Allah, with whose name there is protection against every kind of harm in the earth or in heaven. And He is the all-knowing, the all-hearing. So now, when we say Bismillah, we're not saying in the name of God. We're not saying Bismi God, or Bismi Jehovah, or Bismi Yeshua, or Bismi Buddha, or Shiva, or any of these other made-up names that have no power. So let's go over it one more time, then I'll move on to another one. And maybe you could say it in Arabic. Just repeat it after me. See how it feels. Because the word Allah is incomparable. You can't translate it. It's like no other word. Bismillah. Bismi means in the name of Allah. Bismillah. Alladhi la yadur. Whom not hurt. And this, I'm paraphrasing it because in Arabic it means, in the name of Allah, with whose name or by whose name nothing can be harmed. So, Bismillah, alladhi la yadur, ma ismihi shay'an. Nothing. Shay'an, it means nothing. Fil ardi, in the earth, wala fi sama', nor in the sky. Wa huwa, and He, as-sami'ul alim, is hearing and knowing. All I can tell you is, you must be saying Allah. Even if you're not a Muslim, say Allah, because it's His name. The Quran is in Arabic. Nobody wants to really admit that there is only one supreme book that's never been changed. It's the Arabic Quran. However, many people say no, the Hebrew language was before, and all these other Semitic so-called languages. It's really, it's to the point of absurdity, insanity. It's ridiculous now, where you people, whoever you are out there, are not willing to try and believe in one almighty power above you that no one can control. He does what He will, and He creates the deeds of His servants. Yes, you have free will, but you know what? He already knows what you're going to do because He already decreed it. We went over this in our lesson on Qada wa Qadar. Let's move on to another one. This is a dua when it's windy, and it certainly is windy right now. And I want you to repeat it after me and see how you feel. Allahumma inni as'aluka. Allahumma means Allah and all His attributes. I ask you, khayraha wa khayra ma fiha, the good of it and the good that is coming with it, which has been sent. Wa khayra ma ursilat bi, and everything that has come along with it, this wind. Wa'udhu bika, and I seek refuge in you, min sharriha, from its evil, wa sharri ma fiha, and the evil that is within it, wa sharri ma ursilat bi, and the harm with which it has been sent. Now, this is contained in the Hadith collection of Muslim. And it seems to be like going over, you can say the same thing, saying it in the same way. But this is because Allah knows that you're confused by weather. And you're saying, well, why did you send this on us? And do you know what's going to come out of this? Are you aware of what might happen with this? And that's why when you hear it translated, I'll say it again. Ya Allah, I ask you for its goodness, the good within it, and the goodness with which it has been sent. I seek your protection from its harm, and the harm within it, and the harm with which it has been sent. So when you analyze this, the phraseology of it, you're recognizing that Allah has sent this with intention, perfect intention, to whom He will, for whatever reason He deems fit that you receive it. Let's say it again, and there's one more. This is the dua when it's windy, and I'll say it slowly, and I ask you to repeat it. Allahumma inni as'aluka khayraha wa khayra ma fiha wa khayra ma ursilat bih wa a'udhu bika min sharriha wa sharri ma fiha wa sharri ma ursilat bih. And the last one is a dua for cold weather and protection from cold and snow. La ilaha illallah ما أشد بر هذا اليوم اللهم أجزني من زمهر بر جهنم. Now, this is a rare one because it's from cold and snow, and it's referred to the cold in the Quran. And honestly, I have to tell you, nobody says this in Egypt. I'm thinking, gee, I never heard anyone say that. Well, it's because it's never cold and snowy in Egypt. Well, what they call cold is what we would call 50 degrees. But because the homes are made of stone, sometimes in January, that's all, just in January, you'll feel a bit cold at night because there's no central heating. So this is the last of the trio that they provided me. And the print is so small, but I'm going to hold it up like this. And you repeat after me. La ilaha illallah. It means there is no one, nothing to worship other than Allah. So I want to take this piece by piece. La is a negative. It means no. Ilaha. Ilaha means some power that you might deem worthy of worship. It's an ilah. No, it's not Allah. There's a difference. La ilaha illallah. No deity. And when they use it, the translation deity, the word ilah can be an idol as well. It can be anything that you look up to that you believe has power. We even had a TV show called American Idol. Idol worship. Is it only stones made of wood or stone? Or, whatever all over the internet now, there's this whole thing about Satan worship, and they have this goat statue, and I'll tell you his name just so you recognize it when you're trying to find out what's going on in the world. There is a rumor, who knows, all about this goat statue called Baphomet, who likes child sacrifice. And he likes people to drink blood and to kill innocents like children. And so they're connecting this with the Epstein thing, Epstein trafficking. You know, you're living in the world right now. You're living in 2026. And if you're living in America, it's non-stop. So much attention and pictures of Satan worshiping and the clothes they wear and the way they do things. Could someone please mention the name Allah and then kind of say Allahu Akbar? Could you do that? And then maybe you wouldn't be afraid of all these things. You see, Satan wants fear. I told you before. His main weapons, fear, sadness, and anger. Isn't it unusual that we have all of this fear-mongering horror daily, on a daily basis, all shapes and sizes and forms, and thrust upon you? It's like a daily dose of fear and anger and sadness. How many times have people been talking about Allah is the only power? He's the only unstoppable force. Even his name, Allah, all, A-L-L, even when you put it in English letters, it's A-L-L-A-H, Allah. Let me refer you back to the first couple of videos I ever made 500 videos ago, 14 years ago. So if you'd like to scroll down to the very end of all of my lessons, you will find one about Allah and the meaning of his name. I suggest you do that, especially now, where everything is going in the opposite direction, taking all the glory, the grandeur, the magnificence, the power from Allah and putting it in the lowest satanic creations that are, what are they supposedly doing? Controlling the world? No, they're not controlling anything. Allah is foisting this scenario upon you because most of you don't even believe in heaven and hell. You almost are scoffing at it as though it's irrelevant to your worldview. Do you know, we know from our Islamic dogma, doctrine, teachings, and it's in the Quran, when there is fahisha mubayyina, open lewdness, lasciviousness, corruption, facade, openly proclaimed in any society, joyously, that society should await destruction. That's Islam. I'm only saying what I have been sent to send. My fellow Americans, we're in big trouble here. Repent. Now. Repent. And speak out against those who would have you in the fire. Misery loves company. So I'll say it again in Arabic, then I'll translate it, and then that will be enough for our prayers for now. La ilaha illallah. ما أشد برد هذا اليوم اللهم أجزني من زمهر بر جهنم. I should pronounce it here, min zamhariri jahannam. So this word zamhariri is not used anywhere in the Quran, and this is not Quran, this is a dua. So that's why zamhariri. There is no deity but Allah. How severe is the cold of today? Oh Allah, protect me from the severe cold of Jahannam. Now, Jahannam, Nara Jahannam, there are words for the fire. Like we say hell, a raging inferno. We say the nar of Jahannam and Jahim. These are words for what is a very real horror that most people, if you ask them today, they will not agree that there's any such thing as hell. They say things like, hell is here. We're in hell right now. I don't know if any of you care, but, sometimes I throw in some cultural stuff. Just if any of you have a recollection that you heard this in Western civilization courses when you were young in college, this whole Enlightenment thing, Voltaire and these philosophers that tried to convince you that that's silly. Don't pay attention to that. And they try to make you deny the hellfire. That's one of the things that they love to do, because that's probably Satan's biggest trick, is to convince people he doesn't exist. So they go to extremes. It's either the Baphomet statue with the innocent child getting ready to be ritually slaughtered, or there's no such thing. So the truth is that there is such thing, but we don't make statues. We don't even know what Satan looks like. Remember, they made Halloween costumes as a joke, little red suits with tails and a pitchfork the child would carry and trick or treat. You see, belittling, there's a show called Saturday Night Live. It was a comedy show when I was very young, my 20s. And it was a good show in the beginning. It was funny, clever. And then it just totally descended into chaotic filth. It starts off bit by bit, lure you in. Funny music, comedy skits. Satan's delicacy in how he lures you in is what really is the issue. There's a saying, Satan doesn't have to go to the bar to get people, because they're already there. They've already taken their first alcoholic beverage. And so they're in his ranks. He goes and looks for the good people to pull them in. Like the innocents, like the children, like the Homo Agenda's story hour in the library. Oh, who's telling the stories? The trannies. Well, Allah is giving us some hints now, because how many trannies are committing murders? Recently, in the past month, a slew of them. Confused, maimed, drugged out victims of Satan's traps. I'm sorry, but this recent spate of vicious murders, murdering your own family, murdering your neighbors, and then they find out that this person was damaged, not only mentally, but physically. So who's doing this? Medical profession? Cutting off appendages? Who knows where they go? Probably went to one of those eating human parties. They say the placenta now. All your placentas that were cut have been used for this. And it's just like the horror is growing daily if you fear anything other than Allah. And then you ask yourself, why has all of this come about so recently? Let's say in maybe the past 10 years, it's really proliferated. When I was a child, no one would dare, no one would dream to go out in women's clothes if they were a man. It was unheard of. And I'm saying when I was in high school as well. This all happened when I was in my 20s. It all started to come upon the scene. And look now, I'm 78. So, in half of a century, the span of disobedience to your Creator. But was it knowingly? Did you really understand? No, I don't think most Americans really understood what was happening because it was couched in the glamour of music and theater and cinema. And see how quickly a society can deteriorate? Didn't Plato say if you want to change a country, like take it over, destroy it, change its music? Hip hop, rap. See, you don't respect Allah's creation when He does male and female. And then He gives you the comfort of a spouse in marriage. And you ignore it. You say, no, you don't know what you're doing. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to fool around. I don't need marriage. I'll cheat on whoever I'm with. Doesn't matter, wife, girlfriend, whatever. Yeah, and then I might even try to be a bi or whatever they call them. There's so many names now. You don't even know who's who anymore. Cisgender, that's another new one. And I pay attention because I like to learn, so I can teach you. Give you a heads up. Give you a warning. Repent, you sinners. Do I sound like a Protestant minister? It's close. The religion is one. Allah didn't send multiple messages. Allah is one. He has no son. He has no partners in His power. And His mercy is unlimited. Call upon Him. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.